We're live.
We are?
Yep.
It's good to be alive. What's going on? What do I gotta do here?
You have to wait for me.
Alright.
Tap it like it's touchscreen.
Like Iron Man.
Yeah, well that
Magical.
crap might be close, so. We have no idea what you guys are saying, if you're saying anything.
Give us a minute. We're always unorganized, you know that.
Technical
That's
difficulties.
just how it is. That's how we roll. Or whatever. I need prescription glasses, I think.
Yeah.
Because these have like a blue blocker technology, but it wears off really quick.
The blue blockers does?
Yeah.
How can you tell?
I can just tell because look at these are new ones.
Yeah.
See that kind of rainbow look?
Yeah.
Slowly that just goes away because they're cheap. They're like Amazon ones. I get like a box of them for, I don't know, $15 maybe.
Mm.
It wears off and then, you know, I'm getting all the bad effects. It's probably why I don't sleep at night.
It's all right. You drink a lot of alcohol, so.
I don't drink that much.
Okay.
Only every other day. Charles Bronson's here. Boeing 747. Hello. Hell yeah. All right. How's it going? Mrs. Guy. Hi, everyone. Hi. Costa Rica is where my mom is from. I love it there. That's cool. Could have had a guide when you were down there. Are we waiting to populate this a bit? Get some more people?
For what?
Till you start telling your stories so I can listen.
So you can just sit there and
I don't
drink?
have to do anything. Yeah. What's this cup?
It's a cup.
I don't know what brand that is. You guys, you go in like a liquor store this time of year and they have all those deals where you can get like bourbon and then they have cups of the brand, whatever it is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we pick those up and then I end up with cups everywhere and we don't know where to put this stuff. Coffee cups everywhere.
Yeah, you buy a lot of cups now.
I know.
I've noticed that's one
Well,
of
they
the
come with
things.
it. I mean,
Oh,
it's the same price. You might as well get a couple glasses, right? It's
yeah,
like a
until you run
package
out of
thing.
room.
And we just start throwing them away. What are you drinking? It's like vodka with a the blue Red Bulls. What are those?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
One of the Red Bulls.
I had some of the Jaeger earlier.
Yeah?
Yeah, with the Red Bull.
Jaeger bomb sounds kind of good.
It does.
Yeah.
Better hurry and get the rest of that because there isn't much left.
All right, well.
So how many people are on here?
17. No one's really joining.
What the hell?
Bunch of freaks.
We gotta wait till we get more people.
I'm not
on
waiting.
here.
We've been here for 3 minutes. No one's joining. I'm just going to start talking.
Okay.
So anyways, yeah, we had a trip down to Costa Rica. We left. What?
My wife's brother is also Guy Jr. That's not really my name. That's my persona.
Yeah,
so.
these aren't our real names.
No.
But anyways, we had a trip, my girlfriend and I, a trip down to Costa Rica on November 12th. And so we get down there, and it was supposed to, around November-ish, or late October, it's supposed to turn into the dry season. There's not supposed to be like hardly any rain. It's supposed to be clear skies. It's, you know, perfect. Paradise weather. And so we get down there, and it's raining, of course. And we come out of the airport, and instantly we're bombarded by all these people speaking Spanish and halfway English, telling us that we can't take Uber because Uber's unsafe, and they tell us to get in these random vans and just go with random people that we'd never met before. Just come right out of the airport. It's crazy. But so we just do that. We got in one of the vans, and we went with this guy. He no problems. It wasn't anything weird. It was actually a tourism thing. And took us to the B&B. Once we were at the B&B, you know, walked around the place, everything normal, everything cool. But then we walked to the store that was closed. Well, no. Actually, we realized how far out that the B&B was, so we wanted transportation. And on the way in, we saw all these golf cart places and stuff. And so we were a ways from town. So we were like, okay, well, we need some transportation. So we walked all the way to this place, probably 2.5 miles, and up hills and on this road where people don't care if they nearly hit you or they don't care if they hit you, probably.
And you weren't at a resort. You were just kind of in the middle of nowhere. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
go on vacations and they end up like in a resort. So
Yeah.
you were kind of just off on
We
your
were
own.
just in a random Airbnb up on a hill in
Yeah.
Costa Rica, in some country, you know. And so we walk all the way to town. Of course, we're getting a lot of looks because we're Americans just walking the streets at 3 in the afternoon. And so we make it to this golf cart rental place, and they half-assedly speak English. Hardly
Is
at
that a
all.
word? Half acid.
It is now because I said it, so they'll
Right.
probably put it in the Webster
So
dictionary
now it's
since
up
I
there.
said it. Yeah.
Right.
But we make it there, and the lady there, I was like, all right, how much for a week for a cart? She's like, 200 USD. I'm like, okay, well, I don't have that much in cash anymore. Excuse me. And so I'm like, okay, do you take card? We take card, yeah, but there's a 13% tax. I'm like, okay, fine. I have to have this, so, I'll just deal with the tax. All right, yeah, I'll pay with card. No, we can't take card. I'm like, what? And then this drunk white guy comes around the corner, and he goes, is Padre here? I'm like, and he's looking at me, asking me. I'm like, I don't know.
Is Dave here?
Yeah, well, I was like, I don't know who Padre is. And so he's like just drunk, just asking all these questions. He's like, I had a long flight in. I think I'm just going to go home early and go to bed. Okay, have fun.
Thanks for sharing.
Okay, see you tomorrow. Hopefully Padre's here. Okay.
I think that means father in Spanish.
No, like it was a name.
Okay.
Like Padre the guy, like a dude named Padre.
Okay.
But so I asked the lady again. I'm like, okay, so I'll pay with my card then. She's like, no, we don't take card. I'm like, but you take card, right? No. And I'm like, what? You said yes. But it's like, I don't understand. I'm deleting this dumb comment.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That
But-
guy obviously does. That's what he's thinking about.
Good job.
It's on his mind.
So we start our walk back because it's getting late and we didn't want to be out at dark, which we stopped at this little store and we're like, can you do cash back? And she didn't speak English, so she started just laughing at us and got like half the other people in the store laughing at us. So there's like these 4 or 5 Spanish speaking people laughing at us, which wasn't nice when you're in a new country and you're already on edge and
Right.
you're like, well, crap, okay. So
we were worried about you the whole time too.
right.
So
I had to leave half the details out when texting you,
right.
so you wouldn't get more paranoid.
So we didn't find out a lot of things till after you got back.
Yeah. So we ended up walking all the way back. We bought a few groceries from that place still. We just didn't try to get the cash back. We went all the way back, and it got dark while we were walking, and we walked through this one area. Now, the next day, we met some Canadian guys, and these Canadian guys told us not to go through this area, which he said that's where a lot of cocaine goes down and all that kind of crap. So he said, avoid this area at all costs, and you'll be good. And we're like, well, we were just here last night, so.
Is this story time? Yes, it is.
Yes,
This
story
is
time.
story time. Feel free to get your chocolate milk and your blankie.
Yes.
Take a little nap.
Of course. So we walk all the way back to the place, spend the night there, eat some dinner there. We're like, oh crap, okay, hopefully we can figure something out for tomorrow. Tomorrow comes around and we walk all the way back into town, but further. And we're like, okay, we have to find a golf cart. We have to find how to get cash. We have to figure this crap out. Otherwise, this trip is going to suck. So we walk into town. We go to another golf cart place. And this golf cart place tells us, you guys cannot rent a cart because you're up on the hill in Ocotal, which was the town we were staying in, a little ways away from Playa del Coco. And they were like, you guys can't get a cart. A cart won't make it up that hill. I won't rent out to you guys. And we're like, oh crap. Okay, well, do you know somebody that will? I'm getting ahead of myself. No. So we go into town and we go to this place that rents out motorbikes. And I have never drove a motorized bike in my life. But my thought is, even though the Costa Rican traffic is insane, nobody cares if they hit you or if they get close to hitting you or anybody else. There's bikes whizzing in between traffic. There's people on bicycles pedaling by on both sides. They're all over the place. You go on the left side of the road to dodge potholes, to dodge people. It's crazy.
The roads are horrible there.
There's like no rules. You just drive.
Yeah.
You just figure it out and hope everyone else is working with you. And so I'm like, yeah. Never drove a bike before with a motor. I can do it though, especially with a passenger. It'll be easy.
Yeah, speaking of that, remember when I bought the Harley? You're like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
so when are you gonna let me take that for a ride? I'm like, never. I said, you'll crash right away.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I can do it.
Well, I was wrong. So I get on the bike instantly. First turn out of the place. I'm like, ah, crap. Like, we are about to die. And so we get to the main intersection of Playa del Coco, one of the busiest areas. And I go to take a turn, and I don't know how to turn, so I ended up running into a truck.
I wish I
a
could
box
have seen
truck.
all this.
Run into a box truck. Just barely tapped it, but still hilarious. Look back, and I could see in the mirror the driver. He stopped, put the thing in park, and just looked at me like, what the hell? What are you doing?
Tourists.
Fucking, or freaking tourists. And so I look back because we could still see where the owner was that I had got the bike from, the guy we rented it from. And he just facepalmed and started laughing. And so I drove it further up the road, went into this coffee place. We went and got coffee, which was funny because down there, you can drink legally at 18. So, you know, we got some coffee alcohol, some Baileys, and yeah, good to do after a hit and run, essentially.
Right.
And I was like, I can't drive this thing. I'm like, I'm gonna end up getting one of us hurt. I'm not gonna do it. So we leave the bike parked there, and we walk all the way down to the beach, essentially, of Playa del Coco, to this other place that rents out golf carts. Because I'm like, well, I can drive a golf cart. You know, it's basically like a car, but small.
4 wheels.
Yeah, 4 wheels, so I should be able to do it.
Don't have to balance.
But we got him there, and that's when he said, oh, well, you guys are up the hill in Del Coco. I don't rent out to there. It's too dangerous to try to get a golf cart up those hills, especially with all this rain, because it's still pouring. We were drenched already at this point. We were just completely soaked.
And they told you you'd burn out the motor if you try to go.
Well, that was later.
Stuff.
So we're like, okay, crap. There's nowhere we can go to rent anything. So I'm like, let's go get the bike. We'll take it back to the place and just return it and get that over with.
And you just walked it back.
I walked it back.
That would have been so awesome to see.
Yeah, listen. But yeah, I walk it back just for people's safety. And
for the safety of everyone else.
Yeah. Walk it back. And the owner's like, oh, okay. All right. I'll give you a full refund. I charge you like $10. I'm like, all right, this is a pretty good deal. Just took your bike, crashed it. Yeah, I mean, comedy's priceless, right?
You look back thinking he'd be pissed off.
Yeah,
he's just laughing at you.
Yeah. So he gives us full refund. I'm like, yeah, do you know anywhere I can get a cart, someone that'll let us take it up the hill in Alcatal? And he says that he knows a buddy. So he calls up these Canadian guys. So we get with these Canadian guys, they pull up in their carts, and they're going to take us back to their business, which actually just ended up being their house. So, you know, we were a little on edge, but it seemed fine. So we go back with these 3 Canadian guys, I think, 3 or 4 Canadian guys, go back to their house. They got a bunch of golf carts there. And I was like, well, we're up the hill in Alcatal. I don't know if we can take one of your carts to get up there. And he went to talk to this one person that I guess had been there like their whole life, and they were like, yeah, no, you'll burn out the batteries on the golf cart and you won't be able to do this. We're like, oh crap. Okay, well, what about a car? Oh yeah, I can get you a car. My buddy's wife rents out cars. Yeah, we can do that. Cool. So we go. He drives us all the way back to our hill, but first we had to make a pit stop for alcohol. So we're driving through with these couple Canadian guys.
What you need.
Yeah, a couple Canadian guys. We stop at this little shop and go. He grabs a couple beers. I grab, I think, a daiquiri or something in a bottle. And so we're drinking on golf carts, going through the Costa Rican streets, all these potholes everywhere. It's pouring, all crazy traffic going on. And yeah, we get back to the hill because we have to wait because he has to get in contact with the buddy's wife in order to give us the car. She say. And so we walk up the hill. They say a bunch of crazy things on the ride there. It was pretty crazy.
Ads are on the live, she said.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But so yeah, we get back to the hill, walk back up the hill. We're waiting for these guys, or we're waiting for them to text us. And I think we waited about 2 or 3 hours. I'm like, they're not gonna text us. They were just trying to get us out of their hair. I didn't get their number. They got our number though. So we're like, all right, well, I guess we're just back to square one. We got to walk to that close store that is pretty close. It was about a mile and a half away. So we walk back down to there, and we get there. We grab our stuff, a few groceries to last us a couple days. And then they called and said, hey, we got the car. We're going to come get you. We'll give it to you, and we'll do the payment. I'm like, okay, cool. So they came and got us, took us to the center of town again because they needed to get their golf cart. And we paid them the money and went back home. And that was it. But then we decided, we have a car now. Let's drive into town, I think it was like 7 o'clock, so it was dark.
So that's a good idea.
Yeah, we're like, let's drive into town and go get some dinner. We're going to go eat out. We're like, yes, trip's looking up now. Get to the restaurant, go in, have pretty good food. That was probably the least favorite of our places, but it was still pretty good. So we eat this food, go back out to the car, go to start it, doesn't start. We're like, well, that's just great. Try to start it again.
What time is it now?
Probably
getting pretty late.
8 o'clock, 8:30.
You have no idea,
No idea of the area, no idea if they set us up, no idea. We have no clue.
Right.
So luckily, the owner of the restaurant we ate at was right there. He was walking around. I'm like, hey, do you have a jump? Can you jump us? And so he jumped us, but it didn't work. It wasn't the battery. And my girlfriend, she used to have a car, a Ford, that it would lock the steering wheel or some weird thing. And so you'd have to jingle the keys and shake the steering wheel.
Really?
And get it to start. That was how her car worked.
That's weird.
And so when she heard this problem, and then we called the owner of the car, and he's like,
It's
oh,
a
yeah, it's a
Ford,
problem
so,
like that. Something to do with the key
that.
fob, something to do. So my girlfriend's like, oh, yeah, I might be able to do this. I mean, my car used to do this, so I might be able to do it.
It's a Ford, so you know that it had heated taillights if you needed that.
Yeah, to push it home.
Push it back.
Yeah, that's at least,
so,
yeah.
That was one thing.
But, so she jingled it around, and she was fiddling with it, and it finally started somehow. We still don't know how it started because that wasn't the problem.
That is
it
weird.
Just happened to start.
It's got to be your key fob battery.
It was the key fob battery.
Yeah,
it was something to do with the key fob was bad. The computer
Most
chip
cars actually have a place in the car.
We didn't know that.
If the fob is completely dead, you can put it, a lot of times it's one of the cup holders. You put it in there, the console, the glove box, whatever. It'll still start the car.
Yeah.
Even if it's dead. So
yeah, I wish we would have known that.
It's good to know that with a car.
Yeah, or known where it was there.
Right.
But so we drive back home, get it back home. We're like, all right, crap. We don't know. We basically don't have a car now. And so we're waiting on the guy that we rented it from. His name was Mike. We're waiting on Mike to try to get the car fixed. And he said it was the battery. He was going to get us a new battery. Or the new key, actually.
Oh, okay.
The new key, because it had a better battery. So we're like, okay, we just won't drive it. We couldn't start it anyways. We tried starting it a few times and it didn't work. So we were just waiting at that point. Next day comes around. He said he was going to come out that day. But that's when the torrential rainfall started, really heavy. So heavy that it broke the runway at the airport. And we didn't know this yet, but it broke the runway at the airport. It flooded Del Coco. There was cars off the road being pushed away, flooded away, Mike sent us a few videos of cars down in the ditch, police vehicles and crap being halfway like this in the water and stuff. Just everything, it just downpoured. And so, yeah, we pretty much just had to wait that's the day we went down to this restaurant that was close. We went and got food down there and stuff. So, because it was walking distance and we were just back to walking again. And you're painting?
Yeah, yeah. Said. Yeah, I did paint that. It's crazy, isn't it? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. So, watching years of Bob Ross, I guess. It's for sale. It's on the shoptheguy.com. If you want it, we'll ship it out to you.
I didn't know if you
wanted quite a few comments.
Yeah.
So.
What did the battery say when it was reunited with the charger? I'm positively charged.
All right. Love watching you guys' content. Thank you. Yeah, we're just kind of we haven't been on lives in a while because he was out of town, and it actually ended up being an extended thing. He was gone longer than we thought, so we're back now. We're getting back into things, and he was going to talk about Costa Rica and his stories a little bit down there. So, uh, what'd you do?
Stupid messages.
Deleted
Deleted them.
someone else? Just block that person if they keep.
If they do it more, I will.
Yeah, so that's all we're doing. But talking about that, try to keep up with the comments if we can.
Yep.
Gorilla glued my hand to my hard sack with Gorilla Glue. Don't do that.
People are weird.
Yeah. People are weird. We have like an Instagram thing sticker on the back of the car, and so sometimes when we're out and about on the highway or whatever, people will message us, say, "Hey, I'm right behind you. How's it going?" Normally they say good things, but some idiot the other day was like, "I passed you," and he nothing but derogatory things. It's like, whatever. You took the time while you're driving to message me and tell me you didn't like me because you were behind me on the highway. How pathetic is that guy? I think he had like 200 followers. So
Right.
What a loser.
Some dork.
Yeah. Kim says hi from Ireland. How's it going? That's cool. What time is it there, anyways? I love watching your
Maybe about midnight, 1-ish.
Really?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah,
Roughly.
people are weird. I mean, when I'm on social media, if I see something I don't like, I just scroll past it. I don't bother to comment. I guess because of our background, we know that negative comments also help people.
Yeah, it helps the
So
algorithm.
when you comment on someone, even if it's negative,
It's still a comment.
yeah, it's a comment. It counts as a comment. So, I mean, tell me how much you hate me. That's great. I love it. So,
Someone
anyways.
asked, "Can I get a birthday shout out for my brother Dixon?"
Sure.
No, don't read it. Don't read it.
Oh.
It's a name thing. I read the whole thing in
is.
my head.
Okay, good one. We were we did a live one time, and somebody got me to say something really messed up, and it was hilarious though. So that's clever. That's cool. I'm not gonna say it, but anyways, good try.
All right, back to the story
Yeah.
time. So a day passes. We have the car, but it's broke essentially. We're waiting because the rain has messed up the roads and he can't get to us with the new key.
Someone asked what the favorite motorcycle company was.
Okay, don't interrupt me again.
Go ahead.
Last
I'm just
warning.
pointing. You stopped.
All right, but don't let it happen again.
Okay, yeah.
So
I'll watch that.
the next day he
Hey,
comes.
So what's going
He comes with the new key at 7:00 in the morning, or it comes at 8:00. We get the new key, starts right up, perfect, works great, cool. And so now we have a car, and I think it was fairly normal, if I remember right.
I know that you guys messaged and said, "Hey, we got a car now. We're feeling better." And we could
Yeah.
tell, like, because you had a lot of tension before, and
Yeah,
it seemed like you guys were cool then, and we
Mhm.
felt better, and so
yeah. I think it was pretty good. Then we went to this like zoo place, but it was a zoo full of only Costa Rican animals, which was pretty cool.
yeah,
So we got a chance to see everything that was there, even if it was in a zoo.
that is cool though.
But it was a rescue, so that's
Yeah.
cool too. That it was all rescued stuff. But other than that, I don't think we went to the main part of town a few times. Went to these coffee places that was really good.
Brought back some of that stuff though.
Yeah, well, we went to
Volcanic
this.
coffee.
Yeah,
I tried some yesterday. It's
What'd you
pretty
think
good.
of that?
Yeah.
It's different, huh?
It has like a nutty kind of flavor
Yeah.
to it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's normally I drink Death Wish, and I could tell it was a lot lighter than that.
Oh yeah.
Because Death Wish that I have is really like a dark, aggressive
Right.
coffee.
Yeah.
And this was kind of like lighter, I guess, would say.
Yeah. But yeah, we went a few coffee places, went to the beach. Because of all the rain on the beach, there was some waterfalls that had formed that were actually really cool waterfalls on the beach. So that was pretty cool.
And the sand is kind of black down there.
From the volcanoes.
Yeah.
That's volcanic
So that's
ash
different.
and stuff.
Right.
And, yeah.
You guys found some shells that were
Yeah, I
pretty
found
cool.
some shells. We did some
I mean,
searching
I'm
for
kind of
that.
weird, I guess. When we go to the beach, I always like looking for shells. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not something
it's
I go out
fun.
in the yard and look for,
Right.
So it's different. I know if you lived on the beach, you'd be like, ah, whatever. But,
Yeah.
something kind of different.
Right. I enjoy it too, so I understand
Yeah.
what you mean. But yeah, I think that was it. And then once we got the car, gave it back, then that's when they told us that the runway was broken on the airport and that all the flights were canceled until Thursday, which we were supposed to leave on a Wednesday.
So you're like, hey.
So we're like, crap. Next morning, I called Delta, who we're flying with, and they're like, oh yeah, that is broke. And they didn't say anything in our app, which is weird. But whatever. I'm sure they have a reason. I don't know. But so
yeah,
they
that's weird that you didn't know. I mean,
yeah,
someone had to tell
it
you.
said on time. I mean, we would have shuttled up to the airport,
Right.
been ready to go.
It's good that you met those guys.
Yeah, they were very helpful for us.
And
Yeah.
you said that that's really common that Canadians really
There's a lot of
vacation
Canadians down there, I guess. No,
own
not just
property,
vacation.
own
They own
property,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder why that is. They picked that. That's kind of
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah,
No.
it is weird.
Because you didn't really run into any Americans, right? Very few.
Very few that seemed like they knew the ropes of the place. I don't think
Yeah.
we met any that knew the
So they
ropes
were
of the
just
place. They
other
were tourists. Yeah.
Not like property owners, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's crazy.
But so I called Delta the next morning. They say, yeah, their flight is canceled. We'll get you on one on Saturday. So we're supposed to leave on Wednesday, and now we're not leaving till Saturday. So what is that, 3-4 more days?
Yeah.
Something like that. So we're like, okay, crap. I hit up the B&B owner that we were at, and I'm like, can we get it for a few more nights? And luckily, they were very nice. I don't know who I was messaging exactly because there's a host and a co-host, and it was a mess. But so they gave us the next 3 or 4 nights for like 70% off or something like that, 60% off. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Probably the airport was closed, so
They
whoever
figured
was gonna
no
rent
one's
it
gonna get
out
here
wasn't
anyways.
getting there, so.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got that for a few more nights. I don't remember if anything else crazy happened in that time period other than the major thing, which I'll get to.
Right.
But I think that was pretty much it of the major things that were like, oh my gosh, crazy. We saw a couple cool things. We saw the wild iguanas. We saw some wild monkeys.
Well, and we were like tense too because we're up here, of course.
Right.
And then when you first got there, you said, "Well, this is kind of sketchy."
Yeah.
And then you said the next thing you said was, "They told us not to trust Uber drivers." So we're like, "What the hell? Where the hell are they?"
Yeah.
So once you got the car, I thought, well, at least you can get around on your own. You don't have to worry about relying on someone else. We felt relieved for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But then, of course, the airport thing happened. So we're like, what the hell, Because we're counting on you getting home a certain time. We had
For
things
videos,
to do, stuff like
yep.
that, And we had prepared, luckily. We had plenty of stuff built up. So I kind of anticipated hearing about nightmares that other people have with flights. Something might happen. So just be prepared. And luckily we were. So anyways.
Yep.
Yeah, they said Uber, you couldn't trust that. So
Yeah, that's what they were telling us at the airport. They're like, no, don't Uber here.
And normally, when you go on a trip, a lot of people are in a resort or a cruise that lands in a resort area.
Yeah.
On the cruise, they say, well, don't go here, go there. You guys kind of were in the dark about what
we were just there.
Right.
We'll figure it out. Screw it.
So
yeah, it was different. But yeah, I mean, we had some good food. We had some good drinks because obviously we could drink there. I like cigars, so I was smoking a bit of cigars down there.
You can do that legally also there.
Yeah, I can smoke cigars legally, so I was smoking a good amount of those.
Right.
We just sit out on the porch there with the amazing view we had and just sit there for hours, just eat breakfast there. I think we ate breakfast there like most of the days. I think there was only like 2 or 3 days we didn't because we went out to eat somewhere. And we'd sit out there, eat dinner. We'd watch some movies, which I rarely do, but I figured vacation. Okay, fine.
Just chill out.
Yeah, just chill out. And so it was, let's see, it would have been Friday? No, it was Thursday night. So Thursday, we went down to the beach. We walked down to the beach, and we just chilled out at this place. There's a restaurant there. There was nice weather, so we We were swimming in the ocean. We were playing volleyball on the beach. We were just hanging out. We were down there from like,
You found one beach that was like complete coral.
oh yeah,
When you
yeah, that
looked
was
at
the
it, it was like microscopic pieces of coral.
right. That was a day or
That's pretty
two
cool.
earlier. We went there. We walked this whole coastline. We walked the coastline of Playa del uh, Coco and Playa del Acatal. And Acatal, yeah, we walked around this area, and low tide, we walked around this rocky area, and there was a bunch of crabs running around everywhere. And then we made it around to this little stretch in between the mainland and this little island. And this little stretch was all just little coral pieces and little shells and stuff, and it was pretty cool. But yeah, that other on Thursday though, we were just hanging out at the water all day. We drank some alcohol at that restaurant. We got some really good food from there. Then we go back up to the place. We're real tired because we were out in the sun all day. It was super, what is strong UV rays or whatever. So you know how the sun kind of takes it out of you.
Yeah.
So we were tired. We go to bed. But my girlfriend, before we go to bed, we were sitting up watching a movie, and she started getting these weird feelings like people were watching us. And so she was very convincing about it. So I started being on edge a little bit. She still was way more on edge than me. I was kind of like, whatever, fine. But I was a little bit more observant. And so I'm like, it's nothing. And she was trying to tell herself it's nothing and everything like that. So we go to bed, and she couldn't get to bed because she just kept watching this part on the door and just imagining somebody right there. It's just weird. Weird. It's strange. She kept just staring right there like, no, just go to bed. You're being weird. You're being crazy. Just go to bed. So she finally gets to bed, and at 4 a.m. ish, there's somebody standing in our doorway. Some homeless guy had broke into the house and was just standing in the doorway staring at us. So she says my name. I shoot up. I'm like, who the hell are you? What are you doing here? I start walking towards him. And
That's creepy for anybody. I don't care who you
yeah,
are.
I mean,
You could be like the toughest guy in the world, and you wake up and someone's looking at you while you're sleeping.
somebody you don't know in another country. Yeah.
Makes for a good story, though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I think of it as like, well, nothing really that bad happened. So it's kind of just, I'm kind of happy it happened. It's kind of funny.
Good thing she woke up because you sleep through everything.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have came in there and stole everything he wanted and killed us or something.
So tell us more about that. What did the guy do? He just made himself at home, basically.
Well, I walked up to getting him out, this part, and then I'll say what all he did while he was there. I walk up to the door, and I'm staying far enough away because it was only open about this far.
Yeah, because, I mean, the guy could have had a knife.
He could have had a knife, a gun. He could have had friends in there.
And see, part of it is when you fly in somewhere, the locals kind of know it's American.
Right, yeah.
They chances are they didn't bring a gun. They didn't bring any way to defend themselves.
Right, yeah.
So you're kind of, at his mercy, basically.
Yeah, if he had stuff. Yeah, right. Exactly. And so I'm standing there. He's standing on the other side of the door, and I'm just telling him to get the hell out. He says he doesn't understand. Yeah, stupid, weird
weirdos.
Comment. But he said that he didn't understand English. He understood it perfectly well later. And see, I'm trained in martial arts pretty well. Well enough that I could have absolutely obliterated this guy very easily.
But you did the right thing because...
But my thought process
you're in another country.
I'm in another country. I don't know what the legal system will try to do to me if I kill this guy, beat the crap out of him, whatever. And I don't know who he has in the house. I don't know who he has outside. I don't know who he's connected to. I was like, I just want to get him out of the house and make sure we are safe. That's my only goal. If I have to beat him up, I will beat him up. I could have easily, I'd argue even if he had a knife, I easily could have obliterated him.
Well, part of training is knowing not to do it.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to.
Well, and that's why I think I felt so comfortable in the position. Obviously, I had adrenaline and stuff, but I was fearless. I mean, I wasn't like worried.
Right.
I wasn't scared of the
guy.
The
guy was like a little guy.
Yeah, he was maybe 5'7",
I don't think that he was there
pounds.
for violence at all.
And that's another thing is he was very peaceful.
He was hungry. He was
cold. Homeless guy. He came in. He made some frozen pizzas.
That's awesome.
Out of our freezer.
You wonder how long he sat out there.
Just
eating, just hanging out. Like, hey, this is a nice place. And you guys were just sitting there sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah, because he broke these little panel things on the side of the house. He broke the panels and then took the glass things out and did it so carefully and so quietly that we didn't wake. And my girlfriend is a very light sleeper. So that's weird. I mean, me, it doesn't surprise me, but her, that surprises me. She wakes up to anything. And so, he came in by doing that, and then he reached around and unlocked the door, and opened it up, and came on in. He made himself a frozen pizza, and then he put four more in the freezer, or in the microwave. Excuse me. Put four more in the microwave and was heating them up.
So these are those little like.
They're like
pieces
that
of-
big. They were
Yeah.
like little, not
He's
even
just
personal
chowing
pan.
down when
Yeah, he was chewing on one, just walking around the house. I'm assuming.
And he drank all your alcohol.
Yeah, he drank all the alcohol down to about that much left, and put them back. Maybe trying to be smooth. If he left the house, he was trying to leave it in the same
Hope
condition.
you just dumped those out.
Yeah, we just dumped that out.
The first thing I said when you said that there was a guy in there, I'm like, I hope he didn't get your toothbrushes.
Yeah, which he didn't have
what-
access to them. Luckily.
I can just imagine some homeless guy brushes his teeth and rinses it off, puts it back.
Man.
You're
That's
like,
disgusting.
Get up the next day.
So he does a bunch of weird things. He searched the entire house besides our bedroom. He left the bedroom for last. Our bedroom.
So you had like a bathroom that was off the bedroom.
Yeah.
That he couldn't get to because
Right.
you had the door closed.
Right. Yeah.
You had something against the door.
We had a fan in front of it, so we figured
Yeah.
if the door opened, it would kind of
Right.
scoot the fan, and that'd wake us up.
That's good.
Which we're gonna get one of those door alarm nows and stuff, and do some
Yeah.
other things to try to protect us more.
Right.
But so he searched the entire house other than our room, or maybe he already looked in our room and he just hadn't came in because he saw people were sleeping in there. We don't know. The owner of the B&B never even told us how long he
Like
was
you
there,
said, the
even though I
bad thing
asked.
is that there was 2 bedrooms, right?
Yeah.
And if you could have had kids in one of them other bedrooms, and I mean,
Well, I feel like it would be such a different story to be telling right now, because I feel like I could be down in a legal case right now down there still. Because if we had kids, I would have instantly
you would have at
engaged.
least had to detain the guy.
Yeah.
And get the cops in there or whatever, because
I probably would have done more than detain him, honestly.
right.
Because you don't know
But
who else is in the
it
house.
worked out
you don't know
good because
safety.
like someone, I mean, if I would have been down there, I don't react. I don't hold my cool as well as you. So I would have just flew off the handle probably. I'd probably still be there in like a legal case, which that's not cool.
And that's the thing, because I've heard that from a couple people now, and I would have said the same thing before it happened, but in the situation, I just didn't.
Right, I don't know if I would have, but
I would have said the exact same
I kind of
thing.
fly off the handle.
Yeah, you
I
do
don't-
more than me. That's for sure. You don't have as much
you're more
control over
calm. I'm an idiot.
that.
Stupid, but yeah.
But yeah, I walked him out of the house. He said one thing though. Well, when I got him away from the doorway, and so I'm like, okay, I don't know what the hell is even happening. I'm gonna have to go follow him out to make sure he leaves and stuff. But then my girlfriend's like, he's going for the kitchen knives. I'm like, oh shit. So I storm out of there really quick, ready to just
Get between him and the knives, at least.
yeah, just beat the hell out of him. And he's out on the porch that we had sat on a bunch. He was out on the porch just chewing down on his pizza.
He's still eating like it's nothing.
Yeah, like he's like, ah, what?
He's done this a lot of times.
Yeah, he was not new to this game.
Very comfortable.
But yeah, so he was out there just eating, and I hadn't put it together that was the way he came in, so that was the way he was going to leave. So I'm like, hey, no, get in here. Come on, you're going out this way. Come on, get out.
So you invited him in to go
And I told
out
him to
there.
come back out come back in to go out another way.
Come on in.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, okay. My friends come here? I'm like, no, your friends don't come here. What the hell does that even mean? No, you're not bringing your friends
Yeah, bring them
here.
all over. Come on, we got plenty of pizzas.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? And
How
so
crazy.
I walked him out the front door, and then this guy, I told him to put his hands up, and he understood that. I'm like, put your hands up. Yeah, I was cussing more than I can do on this live, or more than I'd want to do. And so he put his hands up. He understood my English, everything past that first little interaction.
Right.
I don't understand English. Yeah, shut up. But so he gets out the door, and the nerve of this guy, it's like, what's the saying? It's like, don't mistake kindness for weakness or something like that.
Right.
And it's like, I could have killed him, but I didn't. I was being nice to the guy. I was like, get out of my house. You stole some of my stuff. You stole my shoes. You stole all of we had a bunch of change, Costa Rican coins.
Yeah, you had your shoes.
He took my shoes because I didn't think to look it down. I wasn't thinking of what he had stolen. I was just thinking, get him the hell out of
And
the
he
house.
left his shoes on the porch.
Yeah, because we had the main valuables in our bedroom, and I knew he didn't have those. We had our phones, our wallets, or my wallet, I guess, our passports. We had all the main things and stuff. So I'm just like, just get him the hell out of the house, make sure we're safe. And so he mistaken my kindness for weakness, I guess. And he asked for Knuckles when I got him out the door. He's
Hey,
like,
all right.
no, he's like, thank you. And I'm like, what the hell do you mean? I'm like, get
Thanks
out
for
of
the
here.
pizza now.
And I slammed the door in his face. And it's funny because I have the picture in my head still of him just looking
Insulted.
so insulted. What are we talking about in the chat here, you weirdos?
People are so weird.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Go away.
Weird people. But anyways, yeah, he left. And so we're on edge the rest of the night because the first thing we did was grabbed all the kitchen knives.
Well,
so
yeah,
we
how
had
can you
something.
sleep? Because you're thinking, well,
He said something about his
he's going to
friends
come back with
coming
his buddies.
and try
you
to
know.
fight us and try to get us pizzas.
And there's been machete attacks.
Yeah, because we started reading the embassy site after a couple hours of just sitting there. We checked the whole house after we had the knives. We checked all that. And after that, we just sat there in a place where we could both see the doorways, all the doors. We could see everywhere.
Yeah.
And we could see far enough from the doors where we could have time to react if someone ran at us.
Right.
And so after the sun came up and stuff, we started looking at the embassy sites. We were having breakfast and stuff. We were still going to eat and stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
So we checked the embassy site. We're like, is this common? And it said, it's not like overly common. Like it's not guaranteed to happen to you, but it does happen quite a bit. And crime is rising in Costa Rica, especially against Americans. And one of them was people were staying in a B&B similar to us, or like a little rental. And these guys in ski masks, like 5 or 6 of them, came in with machetes and basically just held them hostage and stole all of their stuff. They searched the entire house for hours and then left. I don't know if there was any like horrible things that happened to the people or if they were just held captive.
Probably.
Hopefully. But yeah, so, we're like, well, shoot, he was talking about his friends. Is he going to come back tonight? I'm like, we have to get out of here. So we told you guys.
Right. Yeah, that's the first thing. We woke up at like 7 in the morning. Hey,
I called it like 8.
Something weird happened last night. And of course, Mrs. Guy is on edge already. And she's like, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, it's fine.
They're talking to us, so.
They're alive.
Yep.
And then you got out of there, luckily, and you got in the Hilton.
I find it funny because both of our moms started laughing. Started crying.
Right.
So my mom, Mrs. Guy,
and
my girlfriend's mom started crying as well. The mom started crying.
And we're like, they're fine.
Yeah. But, so.
That's just Guy thing there.
I booked an airport at the Hilton near the airport, and we're like, we just got one more night. We just make it through the night, then we're on the flights, and we go home.
And it was sad because, like, the Airbnb was really nice.
Really nice.
The host was fine.
Well,
she didn't believe you at first.
I know. I'm going to tell the story of that because she still hasn't responded to us on certain things, and it makes me annoyed, so I'm just going to say things. I'm going to say exactly how she responded, and people can take it the way they want to take it. I'm not going to try to hold back and be nice for her.
Yeah.
So I messaged the host at like 5 in the morning, and obviously I didn't expect a response. I just wanted to message. And so at like, I think it was like 10, maybe, I think it was about 10:30. She comes over after, she's like, oh, I'll come right over. I can't believe this. She comes over. She comes and looks at where he broke in, and we're telling her the story, basically everything I just said. And she's like, oh, really? Wow. I just can't believe this. I can't believe this.
Little sarcasm.
Wow, really? And we're like, this woman doesn't believe us.
That's because most people your age are just, in her mind, she's thinking, okay, here we go, whatever.
Yeah.
They had a party last night. They messed up my house, and now they're trying to make a story up about it.
Right. I mean, I understand, but also
that's
like,
what it was, because most people your age
are stupid.
Are that way.
Yeah.
That's your generation, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. And I understand that, but it was very irritating. And so she left. She said she was going to have the cops come by after we had left. But the way she acted, the way she said things, our minds were already on edge still. And so the way she said things made us think that she had like organized it. And so, we were overthinking things, being a bit psycho, honestly. But, if you wake up to someone staring at you sleeping, I think you have a right to.
Yeah.
And so we're on edge, and so I'm like, okay, well, our shuttle driver's coming at 3. I'm gonna text him and say we're leaving at 1 because I had told the lady, the host, that it was gonna be at 3. So I'm like, I don't want her to know. We're gonna leave at 1. So we got that organized. We got all of our stuff packed up. We left. So she texted and is like, oh my gosh, I just saw the cameras. I can't believe this. It actually happened. Da 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 da. And so I'm like, we got talking. She was saying some things that she's gonna do to try to prevent this from happening in the future, things of that matter. And then I said, because I felt like it was nice of me to basically tell her what I was going to do, I said, hey, we enjoyed our trip here. This place was amazing. It was good location. It was safe overall, other than that. But I was like, I feel like it's kind of my obligation to say in my Airbnb review for you that this had happened, because if kids try to come
in the future,
here, if a family with kids, if there's a bunch of people, if you never know. It's just like there was a flaw here. Someone did get in.
Yeah.
I feel like I should say something about it. And so she goes on to try to guilt trip me. Oh, well, I guess that's the end of my business. And I'm like, we woke up to someone staring at us, and you're going to guilt trip me? Shut up. And so I said, well, I understand, but, I have to do this. I feel like it's my obligation. I have to. And guilt trip again, so I just left her on red. The next day comes around, we get up to the airport, everything's good. We walk to this coffee place because we love our coffee. We go get coffee and dinner, and we drink more alcohol because we can down there. For some reason, we wanted to drink a bunch. But then the next morning, what?
The comments. Just crazy people.
I know.
He's conflicted. Hoodie with the sleeves rolled up. Shady.
Feel different. So, we get on the flight and we leave and go home. But I messaged her because we were curious how long that person had been in our house.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd want to know that.
They have cameras, supposedly.
Yeah, they had it on camera, him coming in. So I'm like, well, what time did he come in? She left me on red. I'm like, this woman.
She should kind of be kissing your ass a little bit.
Yeah. So I messaged again. Well, and we started talking about that. We're like, we have 2 million followers. She doesn't know that at the time, I don't think. But, you don't know. Yeah, you would think, oh, my gosh, I am so sorry. I can't believe this happened. Please. Because we have 2 million followers.
We can
impact
talk about
things.
our business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're free to talk about things. And we can say this, and I can tell people the exact place we went to so that it never gets booked again.
Yeah.
So, it's stupid that the way she acted, but she left us on
I might go
red.
there on purpose just to see, because I'd be curious. Will it happen again? How will I handle this situation?
Oh my gosh, just to test it.
Yeah, I would stay awake and be ready for it, but just to see.
Well, then you wouldn't react the same way.
You never know. This
Yeah,
guy's
so
really
I
the twister.
I messaged again, and she just left us on red again. So I'm like, this bitch.
Yeah.
That's what I was
then we're
thinking.
worried. We're like, what's going on?
Yeah, but we made it back home. We landed in Little Rock,
First
Arkansas.
First time flying. Yeah.
I get annoyed in the plane ride. It's not like you're worried. You're scared of it.
Well, you're
I
just
wasn't
up so high.
scared. Yeah, you don't. Think
I don't
about
like
that.
heights.
Well, if you look out the window, then you start thinking, "Holy shit, I'm way up in the air." Then you might get a little like, "Oh,
yeah.
crap!" But you
I
just
got
don't
no
think about
parachute.
that.
I'm relying on, and then you had a flight that was on the way back. It was a
Oh
little
my
sketchy.
gosh! Female pilots. No, but yeah. So that was the trip. Didn't get back until about 1 a.m, and that was it.
Cool.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Crazy for your first trip
Out of the
your
country.
First plane ride, basically, and and we're here. We're worried. Of course, we're out of control. What do we do?
Yeah, you can't do crap. It's not like you can just drive down there.
Right. Yeah. Do you live in Arkansas? Yeah, we do. So get to the comments here. We've had all kinds of crazy. Is that picture behind you from Bob Ross? No, it's from Rob Boss, my alter ego. I painted that, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but watching Bob Ross kind of gave me some clues on what to do, so I gave it a shot. So yeah. Anyways, this guy's obsessed with Twister. He wants to challenge everyone to a game.
I know. All right. Well, what do you think? We're 50 minutes in.
Yeah, I don't know.
let's hop off.
Why do I want to answer every chat question? I don't know, because you're really bored, probably. And you like Twister. Anyways, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Crazy story.
Have a good day, and we'll see you next time.
So I gotta get up here, so you can say bye again.
My daughter lives in Batesville. Cool. I
Good.
know where that's at.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to do TikTok now?
No.
Quick? Yeah.